Good morning, Internet! We're back with some more Slay the Princess. So sit back and enjoy another ending.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Not at all. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Thank you, hero. I agree.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He is not annoying. You have dealt with him multiple times before. We are walking away.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after.
I call BS. Nope. Leaving again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care. I refuse to kill the princess. You're not you're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Good, maybe everyone should die. Maybe everybody should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess.
And why is it my job to kill that princess to save everyone?
And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
Well, I've gone through this multiple times, and I die regardless.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Nope, and the fuck out of there.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
You seem to be the universe. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm just going to keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Left choice. Best choice. As in, I left.
And here we
And
go.
I'm not coming back.
As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Am I being chased by the cabin in the woods?
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Hey man, I didn't expect to be attacked by an army of the living houses.
Wait, what's going on?
But honestly, if only, this is how housing developments were made.
You're You're too stubborn for that.
Somebody
aren't you?
walking in a direction.
It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I'm not doing this to irritate you. I'm doing this because this isn't my job. You're not my supervisor.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
After all, would it be my responsibility to kill? If every one of these houses leads to the princess, then that would mean that every one of these houses houses a princess. So is it my responsibility to go into every single cabin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 that I can see. 18 cabins to kill 18 princesses. Which I know for certain she always ends up killing me too. So, who's gonna kill 18 princesses?
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Happily ever after. Ooh, hold on. A stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, hold on. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Oh man, what voice do we pick out of the box?
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking.
The contrarian!
Captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
New favorite right here.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay a princess.
No, I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Wait, can I walk away again? I kinda wanna walk away again.
A warning. Before
Ah!
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
You literally blocked me from going anywhere but here.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
Yes, and I love it.
Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed to the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I find
If
it
he wants us to take it,
really
maybe we
weird.
should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity
It's
anyway?
really weird how everything is here.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
You
You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together.
Eminem takes a comeback.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
I don't think I
Even if
will.
we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
Exactly.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
So if everything here is real, then that means that this time the mirror should be real. So you didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall?
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Not from what I see. I see the mirror. And you said everything in here is real.
There's definitely a mirror.
Also, that door is not attached.
There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
You say preening, and at one point during the goddess, she ended up saying that I was her little bird. So I am some kind of bird monstrosity. I guarantee it. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
I'm always ridiculous.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
We'll find it again at the end of the video. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
This doesn't fit right. I don't like how some things move and some things don't.
Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Like Psycho.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make...
Hold the blade the other way.
Switch your grip on the blade.
Stabby stabby.
Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Yeah. Shink 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 shink.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
The hero agrees. Therefore, it's everybody's decision.
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
You just don't like it because it's cool. Throw the blade out the window. I'll go back to that.
Yes!
No! I didn't mean to do that!
Seriously. Throw the blade at the window. glass shower in the cabin, the weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
I love this guy.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
We'll use our fists.
What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
MC Escher paintings. That's the identified material.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure it would hit you like a dump truck of everything, because it smells great and also awful, and so I'm pretty sure if you can smell the best thing in the world and you smell the worst thing in the world, you're not going to be able to pay attention to the best thing in the world because the worst thing in the world is just as powerful.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
This is the only time I agree with that statement.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Don't like that last part.
No, thank you.
Nope. Walk back up the stairs.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
That was already a statement we expected. That being said, you're sounding less like a hero and more like a bitch baby.
We don't even have a weapon.
We don't need a weapon. We tossed it out the window after looking cool.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
We can piss off the narrator.
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Yes! Wait. Right is always right.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
So I chose the right path.
But the further you go, the deeper you sink in.
Oh!
First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. Soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
It looks like marshmallow intestines.
Softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence.
I don't like how this looks.
It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
What?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Okay, that's kind of neat. It's like the storyboard.
Consumption and betrayal. Skepticism.
Are you okay?
Whoa, what?
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
Yeah, what the... Seriously, how did we get here?
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
I was actually afraid I was gonna lose you, because you're my favorite, and suddenly we're back with a normal princess. What the hell happened?
Well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
Exactly why I love you. That was fun. Anyway.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
Without the blade to kill her with?
Why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why? You're apparently a threat to the world I was sent here to slay. Getting down here was weird. I was pulled apart and put back together. Do you know what happened to me?
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either.
It got bright in here.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
What the fuck?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
Are we in the middle of the multiverse?
We can do that?
Yeah! Hell yeah!
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
I walked away.
Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
Let it be.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
I saw way too many possible houses. There were 18 houses in total that I could see from my picture. This is one of 18... These are 2 of 18 princesses. Let's go.
New plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Yes! There's more of you
You
now.
need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger.
You're tiny compared to her.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
Interesting.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going.
I love where this is going.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are.
Let's make things
How would
complicated.
we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. The one he made us throw out the window.
Yes.
I wasn't the one who threw it.
You literally made the option. And then on top of it, you loved the option so much you're like, we didn't need it anyway.
You told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us.
Who said this is to bite us?
Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Let's keep asking questions. Regretfully think about the time you threw the blade out the window. Yes.
That's not right.
Yes, it is.
Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Cool.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Whoa.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
This doesn't look like the end of the world. This looks like multiple different endings of the world.
But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
I definitely don't like what's happening here.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
I kind of agree with that statement, but you should still have something witty to say.
Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all...
Wait, did we just nuke the world with princesses?
falls apart?
Whoa.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
I don't think there was any salvaging it.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit.
No, they do not. You guys look like an amalgamation. Again, I have a thing with flesh issues.
You can feel them moving around
Oh.
places they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Yup, that's that ick thing I was talking about with flesh. Oh god, it looks like... Ugh.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
Ugh.
Help her. I think we did this.
I think you did this, and I think it's hilarious. Also disgusting.
Surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Yes, they do.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
You know what? I hate this so much, I'm actually going to try to help them. Or not. Thank you, Hands. The illusion of choice. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
I don't think so, guy.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Because... curse. It's going to be okay, just trust me, we've been here before and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
It's the end for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Don't be a bitch.
He's just messing with us. Right?
Honestly, I wish I was, because I actually really did like the contrarian. Approaching the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze in your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They are gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Whoa, you've withered. I do not like the flesh withering. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. reshape them yet again.
Yeah, you are a walking contradiction.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Not necessarily. I have no opinion one way or the other on the matter.
How strange of you to ask me then.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
What do you think of this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I mean, they were pretty concerned with the situation that was going on, so I'm pretty sure this is a better result for them anyway. Have you figured out what you'll want when we've finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
So you don't have any preference on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that...
Alright, well, that was the stranger ending of Slay the Princess. That was actually, I think, one of my favorite endings so far, because it showed all of the choices that we make colliding in with each other, or all of the choices that we have to possibly make, not just the ones that we've made, colliding in on each other, and what they do to the princess when they all fall together. It reminds me a lot of that episode of Rick and Morty with the uncertainty. Anyway, I look forward to the next ending, honestly. But that will be for later. I'll see you guys, hopefully, in the next video. Later.